Jesus was a master storyteller, captivating audiences with his profound wisdom and simple yet powerful narratives. He used simple tales to teach profound truths, weaving lessons that transcended time and culture. One such story, the parable of the Good Samaritan, has resonated through centuries, reminding us of the boundless nature of love and compassion. This timeless tale continues to be relevant, echoing the importance of empathy and kindness in our daily lives. Found in the Gospel of Luke, this story continues to inspire acts of kindness and challenge our understanding of what it truly means to love our neighbours. It calls us to reflect on our actions and attitudes towards those in need. This parable invites us to journey alongside a traveller who is robbed, beaten, and left for dead on the side of a dangerous road. His vulnerability and suffering are palpable, drawing us into his plight. His plight is ignored by those who should have been the most likely to help, but a surprising hero emerges. This unexpected act of kindness challenges our preconceived notions of who is worthy of our help. The story holds a powerful message for us today, urging us to look beyond social barriers and embrace the call to love without limits. It reminds us that true compassion knows no boundaries and that we are all capable of making a difference in the lives of others. The parable begins with a question posed to Jesus by an expert in the law.
Teacher, what must I do to inherit eternal life?
Jesus, knowing the man's heart, responds with a question of his own.
What is written in the law? How do you read it?
The expert confidently replies with the two greatest commandments.
Love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your strength, and with all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself.
Jesus affirms his answer.
Do this and you will live.
Seemingly unsatisfied, the expert in the law probes further.
And who is my neighbor?
He seems to be searching for a way to limit the scope of his responsibility, to define the boundaries of his love. It is in response to this question that Jesus shares the parable of the Good Samaritan. He paints a vivid picture of a man traveling from Jerusalem to Jericho who falls victim to robbers. They strip him of his possessions, beat him severely, and leave him half dead on the roadside. As the injured man lies helpless, unable to move or call for help, a priest passes by on the other side of the road, deliberately avoiding the scene. He sees the man suffering, but chooses to ignore him, perhaps thinking someone else will help. A Levite, another religious leader, approaches, and he too passes by without offering aid, despite his teachings of compassion. One might expect these men, well versed in the law and devoted to God, to be the first to show compassion, yet they do not.
However, it is a Samaritan, a member of a community despised by the Jews, who stops to help, defying societal expectations. He sees the injured man, not as a stranger or an enemy, but as a fellow human being in need, deserving of kindness.
He tends to his wounds with care and compassion, places him on his own animal, ensuring his safety and comfort, and takes him to an inn, paying for his care out of his own pocket, showing true selflessness and humanity.
Which of these three do you think was a neighbor to the man who fell into the hands of robbers?
The one who had mercy on him.
Go and do likewise.
Through this story, Jesus challenges the experts and our own limited understanding of love. The Samaritan's actions demonstrate that true love transcends social, religious, or cultural boundaries. It recognizes the inherent worth and dignity of every human being and compels us to act with compassion and kindness, even towards those we may consider different or distant from ourselves. The message of the Good Samaritan is timeless and universal, transcending cultures and generations. It speaks to the very core of what it means to be human, calling us to a higher standard of love and compassion, urging us to look beyond ourselves. We see this message reflected in countless acts of kindness, both big and small, happening every day around the world, in every corner of society. From the volunteer who dedicates their time to serving the homeless, offering not just food but also hope and dignity, to the stranger who offers a helping hand to someone in need. Showing that empathy knows no boundaries, the spirit of the Good Samaritan lives on, inspiring us to act with kindness and generosity. It is the doctor who travels to a remote village to provide medical care, often under challenging conditions, the teacher who goes above and beyond to support their students, nurturing their potential and dreams, and the neighbour who checks in on an elderly resident, ensuring they feel valued and cared for. These acts of compassion, however small they may seem, have the power to transform lives and make the world a more just and loving place, reminding us that every gesture counts.